Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver room has been talked about ad nauseum. What do they need to do in Atlanta in order to be successful and be successful for the rest of this season and really put on a show for the fan base and really put and strike fear in the eyes of opposing defenses? Welcome back to Mike Drop Sports, everybody. I'm Jason. Here we are on a Thursday. Appreciate you for all stopping through. Another day of Steelers content. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share to all your friends here as we continue to grow our community. The big topic, the big elephant in the room here, as it's been all offseason due to all the trade talk for a wide receiver, all those things, has been the wide receiver room. That has been the big elephant in the room, the deficiency that everybody speaks of, the one thing that the Pittsburgh Steelers people think that they are super weak at. Well, I'm here to tell you I think that they're not, and I think that there's some quality talent in there. I think all across this offense as a whole, you have players that are hungry and willing to do some of the things that are necessary in order to either regain success or to start their success in the NFL. You have guys that are young rookies that are going to be looking to make a name for themselves all across this offensive line especially. And then you have players that have, got off to fast starts in their NFL careers and maybe here in the last season or two has slowed down and are looking to reinvigorate, restart their NFL success, that path on success. And guys like Van Jefferson, for instance, guys that have proven they could do it, but just hit some stumbling blocks. And I think when you couple those guys together, the way that they're going to be super hungry, the way that they're going to attack each day, and I think the way they've attacked each day so far this offseason, I think is really a good recipe for success. And I think will prove to pay big dividends for the Pittsburgh Steelers moving forward here this season. But the real emphasis here is this wide receiver room. Again, we know that the offensive line, we talk about it all the time here on the channel. They are so important. Without them, none of this works. So it would all be a moot point. So the offensive line, we know. We've talked about that and what that means to this offense. But when you look at this wide receiver room, you're going to need some help from some of the other position groups. The running backs catching passes out of the backfield. The tight ends being able to be quality receivers, being able to play inside on the line, slide out to the slot, being really versatile type players. Guys like Connor Hayward being a real X factor, lining up in an H-back type role, doing the things necessary in order to start freeing up some of these wide receivers to get downfield, start to get into their breaks and get open, get NFL open. Also, another thing that I think is very important here in this season for the Steelers is what defenses are going to do against them. I think you're going to see a lot of press man coverage against these Steelers wide receivers, and I say that because I think teams are going to load up against the Steelers for the run game, and they're really going to try to stop that run and control the line of scrimmage, which in turn on the outside, on the edges, and with the defensive backs as a whole, creates more one-on-one matchups, which is going to create that press man coverage. And the Steelers wide receivers are going to have to really be effective, utilizing their hands, their quick feet, having quick first steps, staying low, being ultra aggressive, getting off the line of scrimmage in order to get out there and start into their routes and not allow Russell Wilson to be back there sitting for an extra second or two while they're trying to get off the ball. That has to be very important, and I think you will see a lot of that. I think you will see a lot of rolling double coverage to George Pickens to where you will have a safety over the top of him a lot of the times. But again, that frees up guys to do special things, and I think it's a grave mistake for defenses to allow Calvin Austin to be one-on-one considering his immense speed. I think it's a grave mistake to allow Van Jefferson the freedom to be able to work one-on-one without any type of fear of a double coverage over the top of him. Also, all of these wide receivers, if you're good enough to make it to the NFL, you're good enough to be double covered in my eyes. And when you're playing single coverage, a lot of the times, I think that spells success for a lot of these wide receivers. The rules are tailored toward the offensive side of the football. And I think that is a plus to have George Pickens doubled, because I think that will free up the rest of the guys to really make some significant plays here, some real splash plays. Then you have to have those tight ends, again, being able to work the middle of the field from the inside out. That has to be the way the Steelers attack on offense. When you're running heavier packages and you're in a more compressed scheme, you're going to have to really operate from the inside out. And that means flag routes, post routes, things of that nature, to start from the inside and work your way to the outside. Drag routes, things of that nature that have to come across the middle of the field, really spreading the defense back out after they've been jammed together to stop that run. You really need to take advantage of those things if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. And I think they will. And I think with what I've seen, the brief little snippets of what I've seen from up at training camp, from the preseason matchups, I think that Arthur Smith understands this and understands the way that he is going to have to utilize the action game, utilize the middle of the field, utilize those drags, those inside-out routes to be successful here this season and to really free up his wide receivers to be ultra successful. And again, guys, there's a lot of talent in that room that's being overlooked. I think Roman Wilson, once he gets healthy and starts to work into being an NFL player, I think you're going to see some special things from him. I think Van Jefferson has been given a bum rap, man, honestly. And I think that when he was healthy, the only time that he was healthy, he was ultra productive. And I don't think we can continue to discount that. Well, I hope other teams do, because when he starts to light them up for big plays, they'll be like, who the hell is this guy and where did he come from? But remember, we knew all along here in this community that Van Jefferson could do something special. And also, again, I know I said that they would be double covering George Pickens, but this guy's been doubled all his damn life, his whole football life. And this is nothing new to George Pickens, and he will still get his. He will still eat, man. He will still free himself up. And once these other receivers start to really have his back due to all these one-on-one coverages that they're going to be able to see, and if they're ultra successful in beating those one-on-ones, you're going to see George Pickens start to get those one-on-ones here and there occasionally. And I think that will be a disaster for opposing defenses, because George Pickens just needs a slight window, and he will hurt you. And that's just what it is. Deshaun Elliott called him a freak of nature, and that is exactly what George Pickens is. A ultimate freak of nature, a guy that will destroy you if you do not take good care of watching him throughout the football game. So yeah, I definitely think this wide receiver room can be successful doing the things that I said they need to do. Again, working the routes from the inside out of those heavier packages, being physical off the offense or off the line of scrimmage with their hands, with their feet, staying low, being very combat ready type wide receivers. So you're going to need to see a real physical group this year from the Steelers wide receiver room. They have to be. And you're going to have to see the help from the tight ends, from the running backs. They are going to have to help. At least be decoys, do things that are going to drag some of the coverages away from the wide receivers in order for them to get those favorable matchups that they need. And again, guys, when you can be successful in that run game, it brings heavier packages onto the football field for the defense, which means what? They bring slower players onto the field, guys that can handle the run maybe a little bit better than, the more shifty, speedy type players that they may have out there to defend against the pass, the majority pass. So that again will open up things in terms of the run game and the tight ends. And if you can get those wide receivers out there on a heavier, more run-stopping linebacker, that's going to be beneficial. So I think the Steelers are attacking this in the right way, and I think things are looking to be headed in the right direction for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I really want to caution you and challenge you guys to really pay attention to what these wide receivers are going to do and how they are going to attack this and how this all fits together as a giant scheme. And think of some of the things that we just said here on the show about the way that I said that they need to attack it, and just see if those things prove to be right, or if they're not doing those things. Maybe that's the deficiency. Maybe Arthur needs to give me a call and I'll tell him how to get this shit done. But anyway, again, guys, we're going to just start wrapping it up. I just wanted to talk about those wide receivers and the importance of their performance here this Sunday against Atlanta, and what they have to start doing early this season to really help out the quarterback play, help out that offensive line, get open quickly, and really, really be the leaders of this offense in terms of their path to success. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. Don't forget to join us about 8:20, 8:25, 8:30 area. So anywhere from 8:30 to 8:30 or 8:20 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you'll catch our live show, Steel City Live, only here on Mike Drop Sports. And again, I want you to share the show. Go onto the channel page. You'll see the show there set up. Hit the share button and share it to your social medias. Hit the like before you even come in there. You could do all that right from the channel page before the show starts. You'll be able to find it there. So do those types of things, and that will continue to grow our community and continue to look out for special things to happen here on the channel as we take off and really tackle this 2024 season to become the best damn sports show, the best damn Steelers channel on all of YouTube. So, and we're looking to take over some other platforms too. So join the ride, man. Be part of the original 5,000, man. That group to be on board with the best damn sports show on YouTube. So I appreciate you all, and we'll see you tonight. Until then, I'm Jason. This is Mike Drop Sports. Peace.